Naveed, Roger, you alright?
Yes, have you got the laptop? I can share my blog.
What would you like?
I was going to share my blog. So
Okay, you want your blog, yeah? Do you want to put your things there? Ready? You should be able to
We can just have a bit of a chat first, actually, before we do the
yeah,
blog. That's fine. It's okay.
So I'll just get it out first.
That's okay. No problem. Okay. So yeah, just how we'll run this next. We're going to have about 10 minutes for the sessions.
Yeah.
Okay. So we would normally have someone scribing as we go along. It would obviously be a much longer process. We've got the video camera here today, so that they can record you and go from there.
Yeah.
Just how we're going to quickly run it. If you can give me a quick 1-minute synopsis, brief of your magazine.
Yeah.
And then we'll start having a look at it, because I think it's good to get an idea of your thinking behind it before we actually see the images. I said, that's all right. So if you want to kick off with a bit of a pitch for me, please, would be great.
Okay, so the magazine genre I decided to go with is rap/hip-hop.
Okay.
It's something I feel like passionate about, and I'm really into it. I feel like it's got a lot bigger nowadays than it has in the old days and stuff. So I thought it would attract a lot of my audience if I went with that genre.
Right.
I called my magazine Explicit, because I felt like it linked with the kind of music rappers produce these days and like the explicit language they use. So I thought that would be a good name for it. And the target audience I went with was age range of about 16 to 30 year olds.
Okay.
Because I thought like if the rap music was for younger people, that like, they wouldn't really listen to it because it's a bit too maybe like explicit.
Explicit, yeah.
And because of the name obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought maybe if it's too older than 30, then they might be offended by it in some way. So I thought that would be like a good age range to go for people that mainly listen to it these days.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what sort of research did you do to say? I mean, if you've come up with that, it's a good synopsis to say, right? I targeted because of this, but what research have you actually done to actually sort of prove that?
Well, obviously I looked at a lot of existing rap magazines and stuff before I started making my actual one, and I asked around school a lot and the older year and everything. Asked them what kind of music they listen to, and a lot of them said rap music and everything like that. And some people I know, like adults in that age range as well, and I've asked them at home and stuff like that, and they tend to listen to that kind of music as well, but older people just don't really associate with it a lot because they might be offended by it, so
Okay.
that's why I went with the age range.
Fine. Okay. All right. Great stuff. Quite funny because I had a conversation with the last candidate saying about the fact that he'd target his 80s magazine at 40 plus,
Okay.
and I was sort of like, hang on, I'm 30 odd, and I listen to 80s, but at the same time, I'm 30 odd, and I still listen to rap music.
Yeah.
So I might listen to slightly older stuff, like Limp Bizkit, Papa Roach, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But would I be offended by a magazine? So I would just question how you got to that sort of top age range.
Well, I chose that age range, but I haven't exactly like excluded older age ranges or younger age ranges. I just thought that would be a
That's your target.
Yeah, that's my target, but I'm not excluding like older people like you if you just like rap music or anything.
I think just bear that in mind with the pitch around it. So go with that way. Okay. So you sort of talked about the other magazines that are out there.
Yeah.
Is there a big rap magazine at the moment that you sit and go, well, that's the sort of target that we're going for, or is this a complete niche, do you think, at the moment?
Personally, I don't read a lot of the magazines and I haven't really got a lot of rap magazines to listen to, but when I was researching, I did find one, especially with, I think it had Jay-Z on it, and I think I took a lot of inspiration from that, and I think it did a good job of attracting the audience, and I kind of took inspiration a lot from that magazine, especially.
Okay,
I did a lot of analysis into the magazine covers and the contents page and double page spread, and used the inspiration from that on my own work.
Right, okay. So as far as publishers go, have you had a look at which publishers are publishing the likes of Kerrang and Emmy and things like that? Go, do you know what, this magazine would fit within that sort of publishing house? Or?
I did, but I can't exactly remember the name. There is a post on my blog of who publishes magazines these days. I just can't remember the name.
That's fine. It's okay. It's not a test. It's just good. So it's good to know you've actually had a look into it and actually think, right, okay, I could see this being within that house or that publishing house because they do that sort of thing. Okay, great stuff. Fine. Should we have a look at your what we've got in? page.
Oh.
Great stuff. Okay, so let's have a chat about this before we go on.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about this page that you put together?
Well, I've included most of the cover lines that I've included on my front cover, which you'll see soon.
Yeah.
And the images I've used, that's me obviously, and another character I've created from school. I've used the idea of a collaboration between the two artists.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
What, between these two at the bottom here?
Yeah. Two at the bottom.
Yeah, okay.
And then that's just a known artist on its own at the top there. So
Right.
I've created a story behind in the background as well. And yeah, this is some other cover lines of stuff that's going to be included in the magazine. And I've also included the social media links that I've included on the front cover as well.
Right, okay, so you've come up with these as sort of saying it's across social media as well. So you come from that. Okay, great stuff. Okay, just before you go on, there's a couple of things that would leap out to me on this one. I like the style, I think that's great. My first thing was, if you look at a contents page, how do you think the number of sort of articles you've got on here compares to a sort of more, you said you checked other contents pages and stuff. How do you think this sort of feels?
Well, I've kind of gone for a different style to what the usual contents page would do. Not a list, like, it wouldn't be a list normally, but I've just gone for that kind of list and challenges the conventions kind of in a way.
Okay. Because normally, I mean, you'd have sort of 30 odd contents items with you on a contents page.
I think I've chosen like the main ones that would stand out and the audience would be interested in finding out about.
Okay.
And then they can just go straight to that page. And I've included many more stories at the bottom so that they know there's other stories in there and stuff like that.
Right, okay, I see, so you put it at the bottom there. And this image here, which of these does it actually relate to?
It links to the top one.
So, how?
Yeah, I need to think about how to make that more obvious, that story goes with that image and that image goes
Absolutely,
with that.
absolutely, yeah. My biggest sort of thought about this, and I saw it last night when I was looking through them, is black background.
Yeah.
What made you come up with and think that you were going to go with a black?
I think I used it mainly because it doesn't contrast a lot with other colours and you can use other colours easily with it and it just won't blend in with anything as well. I also think black is a main colour used with rappers these days. They tend to wear a lot of black clothing and the magazines I looked at tended to use a lot of black, especially the one I took inspiration from. It had a black background and so I kind of took inspiration.
Okay. Across the black background across the whole page?
Well yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Fine, okay. So go look at your, let's look at your centre spread then.
Spread.
Okay. Okay, so have a quick, tell me through what you've got here then, please.
So here I've got obviously the name of the rapper and who it focuses on.
Yeah.
And this is the album cover I've made for him.
Right.
It's included a track list. So it's meant to be his new album and stuff like that. So I've just included that and here's an interview that carries on to the next page with the character. And there's my pull quote that I've used, made it attract attention.
Yeah.
There's the background story to him.
Okay, so this is the background story, this is different to the interview that you've got across here. Fine, okay. And again, you've gone with a very bold colour.
Yeah, I changed the colour scheme a bit, so cause I think red links with danger and it kind of links to the personality I've gone with the character.
Okay. A couple of things that sort of leap out for me on this one. I think it's something I've come across from the contents page as well. Backgrounds are really good at making the information pull out.
Yeah.
But if you have a think about it from a development cost, if you're having to print lots of colour throughout a magazine, that obviously puts your publishing costs up.
Yeah.
Which then, if you put your publishing costs up, are you then putting your cost up for your magazine?
Yeah.
Or how are you doing it? So, whether it's a case that you go, do you know what, I like the bold, and what's the sort of style you've gone for here? Because you've got it on the front page. Where have you drawn your inspiration from that?
Well, I think obviously you need a bold font to obviously make it stand out and attract a lot of attention to it. And obviously the colours used is it's like a golden colour, which I've used on the front cover as well. And gold, like penciling with rappers and all the chains they have, and all the bling, and it's considered like gangster and stuff.
Right.
Like that. It's a lot of their personalities and stuff. So it's kind of what I've got with it.
Okay. I would perhaps think about maybe going, if this is your story, then by all means put a red background around that.
Yeah.
But then maybe put it in some sort of box.
Yeah.
And then having the rest of it white. Because from a sort of trying to cost this out.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about it on a long term, have a think about what would this actually mean for a magazine if it was to be put into print.
Yeah.
So I'll go with that. Do many magazines still keep a track list in there?
I'm not too sure really. I just thought I'd include it so people can look at that and know that's an album. And like I've put on the front cover that it's like exclusive details about the album that I'm going to include these details. So I thought I'd include that as like an exclusive thing.
Right. Okay. So you've done it that way.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, one thing. I mean, obviously you've thought about social media already, which is great.
Yeah.
Because you've got this there. I mean, could there be some way of having it so that you can link to something on social media which would give you that information?
Yeah.
So,
thought about that.
Have a think about what's clearly you know about social media.
Yeah.
How do you actually draw that into your magazine?
Yeah.
I noticed coming up the stairs there's some QR codes and stuff around, so
Yeah.
you could almost go have a little QR code which takes you to further information if
Yeah.
you didn't want to put it in here.
Yeah. Could do.
What about sort of the conventions? Obviously, 2 main columns rather than a couple. What was the sort of thinking behind that?
I'm not sure. It just kind of worked out with how I organised everything on the page. My teacher did say something about having the text and columns, but that's how I ended up having it. But I can always change it if I need to. But
It's not mine. I'm just sort of giving you some.
It's just the way everything planned out and how I organised things, and it all just fitted in like that. So
Okay, good stuff. And as far as the main top pictures go, you've got very big CD and then 2 smaller artist pictures. Does that feel like the normal way of doing things, or are you trying to challenge a bit?
Usually probably the artist would be a lot bigger and it'd just be a picture of him on one page, but I've talked a lot about the album and the new album and exclusive details, so I thought that would be a main part that I need to focus on for more than the actual artist himself. But obviously I've included both pictures of the artist as well, so I'm not excluding them.
Yeah. Fine. Okay. My last thing before we move on to the Q&A on this side sort of bleeds over to here,
Yeah.
and then you're sort of whether you could slightly change the formatting so you get Q&A on one page,
Yeah, I could do.
and then Okay, great stuff. And what have we got left? Front cover. Great.
That's my front cover there.
Okay, great stuff. Okay, what sort of, what do you want to talk to me about this one? What do you sort of see jumps out at you as this is sort of things I'm focused on?
When I did research, I noticed that the masthead would be the biggest thing on the page,
Yeah.
the biggest piece of text. So obviously I made that the biggest piece of text, so it's down to how it attracts attention to the audience. I've included the #1 source for all things text.
Yeah,
So
good.
it feels like the audience can know it's reliable and all that stuff. We included many cover lines. Obviously the biggest cover line is the Lord NB one, so links to the image of the actual character himself.
So this is linked to this one here.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
And obviously I've included these other cover lines which link to the contents page and stuff like that.
Right.
And I've included the character on a double page spread on the right hand side.
Is there? Yeah. Okay.
And that's an album cover, this one here.
Yeah.
The character here. And
Right. Okay.
this is just an album cover for an existing rapper already out there. Obviously it's Drake.
Yeah. So as far as sort of, again, let's call on Kerrang, which is a similar sort of magazine that is going after not a niche but a subsector.
Yeah.
How do you think this compares to a Kerrang magazine cover? Have you done much sort of looking around?
I haven't really looked at Kerrang in particular.
Okay, so which ones, where does that draw its inspiration from?
Obviously I talked about the magazine with JG on it.
Yeah,
I took a lot of inspiration from that again.
Okay.
Having like just one main image on the front and having so the picture goes over the masthead.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, that's quite good. I mean, again, the coloration between him in a full black with black background, that was intentional that it's blending in a bit?
I tended to go for quite a lot of black and white themes in my content and my double page spread and on the front cover, so it creates a lot of synergy between the pages and stuff like that.
Right, okay. And as far, last thing for me, this bit here,
Yeah.
are we able to go back to your contents page very quickly?
Yeah.
So this seems very similar
Yeah.
that you've pulled these things out. And I would just wonder whether the amount of information you've got on the front cover is there to draw people into your magazine.
Yeah.
And then you give them more. This looks quite similar.
Yeah.
I would think about maybe where does that information sit?
Yeah.
And put it out. And I think that probably goes a bit to your point around, is this enough for a contents page, or would you maybe put a regular features down here?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I would just have a think about that. Great stuff. Okay, thank you very much.
That's fine. Thank
Okay.
you.